We are the keepers of the flame, the sacred order. Let the ceremony begin. And today, faithful acolytes, we take a look at this.
And what we have here is Cholula Chipotle. And, we've got the different colored cap, which I think is kind of a smart touch. It's darker, smokier. Darker for the red of the peppers, perhaps? I don't know. All right, and we've got ingredients here. Let's take a look at those. Water, white and apple vinegar. We have got sugar, chipotle peppers, and salt, various spices, and that's about it. So, like the regular Cholula, this one is darker than regular Cholula, but like regular Cholula, this is a fairly runny sauce. Obviously, it's pretty heavy on the Mexican style sauce end of things, because of course this is basically a ubiquitous sauce. We do have a restrictor cap built into the actual bottle itself. Little nod, I think, there to maybe like Tabasco, something like that. Let's put a little bit more in there. And you can see it comes out nice and slow. So not that there's any danger of overheating yourself, but you also will not intrude on the food. Stickiness is okay. You can see it's really angling towards, I think, more of a dark red sort of color here. A little bit of orangish tinges on the side. And of course we have particulates in there, which are spices, pieces of pepper, and whatnot. And let's get to it. I mean, this is drinkable. Heat is very, 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 very moderate. Like almost non-existent moderate. And, when I first started doing the blog, I specifically avoided sauces like this because I always felt, when I started the blog, link is down below in the description. When I started that, if you look in the early days of it especially, sauces like this I kind of considered a waste of my time just because there's no real heat to them. This one it's not even a 1. There is no heat to this. It's a little bit different flavoring system. I was well versed in regular Cholula. When I was in college, I used to use it as a salad dressing, in fact. And occasionally I'd put a little bit of ranch in there, but mostly I would just use straight Cholula. So I was eating that bottles and bottles of, probably gallons if I'm being honest, because when I was in college, I would go to the cafeteria and I would just usually get a salad and then just bomb it with Cholula. Taco salad, chicken salad, something like that. And so certainly very well versed in Cholula. So Cholula I did not, that's why that's a mini review for that one. This one, I was chasing Mexican sauces again at the time. It's been a recurring theme, in fact, of the blog, and now it's carried over into this series as well. But I was chasing a Mexican sauce, and I thought, okay, well, Chipotle, it might have a little bit more space, might have a little bit more spice, might have a little bit, definitely, there's not really any heat here to speak of, but might have had a little bit more heat than the regular sauce. And so I got it, and I remember liking it, but not liking it better than the regular one, I guess, liking it in comparison to the regular one. And it's been probably a couple years at least since I've had the regular one. The regular one, I don't bring sauces with me to restaurants, so if that's the only thing on the table, usually I'll just use it. Nothing wrong with the regular one. I think it's a good mass market commercial sauce. It is what it is. this one I do like a little bit better in comparison because I think it's just got a little bit more flavor overall. But all right, so today we have, as per our usual, we've got some sweet corn tamales from Cedar Lane, and we're just gonna blast these on here. One of the nice things about Cholula and some of these other sauces is it's good to be aware of these because you can always usually find them. You can, no matter if you're traveling or if you're in a different state or what have you, you can usually come across these. So here's kind of what we're dealing with. I'm using this actually almost as a like a mole sort of a sauce, just right on top. Flavor is pretty minimal, but hopefully I don't wreck these. These tamales are so good. And I like using them. I use them a lot during 2020 especially because, of course, we've got the coronavirus and so on. And when you're going to restaurants all the time like I was, you eventually are going to run into food poisoning. And that certainly was the case then. And food poisoning, I'm fortunate in that it's just mostly an inconvenience for me. I've never had it to the point where I've had to be hospitalized or anything. But now in this case, folks being inattentive or not believing what's going on can get you killed. So for me, that doesn't seem to be a prospect I'm too excited about. So this one where you have something that's frozen and then you're microwaving it and there's a pretty substantial distance between when it's made and when I'm actually eating it, I think generally you've got enough space and time in there that I think odds are still not zero, don't get me wrong, but I think they are greatly reduced comparatively then to somebody or a lot of someone's who's breathing and then handing you a bag of food at a restaurant. But really more than that, these have a great flavor on their own. But it's also a very mild and somewhat subtle flavor, which really allows the sauces to kind of assert themselves and integrate and do whatever they're going to do. It is a great vehicle for that. And I mean, this is fine. There's nothing wrong with this. Not a great sauce. It's pretty far from a bad sauce. I don't know that I've had it a lot since the written review. And honestly, I don't think I would actually ever get this again for any reason. I got this bottle back largely just for this video. I mean, 5 ounces, I think it was like $1 or maybe $1 or $2. I don't remember, something like that. I think it's okay here. There is a artificiality to it though that I either missed or was not there when I did the written review that I really don't like. So I think I'm going to have to retune the rating a little bit. This, for instance, would never work as a salad dressing. standalone salad dressing. You'd have to mix it with something. I wonder why. I wish Cholula would come out with a habanero. I think that'd be a lot of fun. I mean, if Tabasco can do it, then I mean, why not? They're kind of the ubiquitous sauce. I mean, even Valentina has an extra hot option though, so it's not like it's that far outside the realm of possibility. Yeah, I mean it's very tame, very pedestrian. Honestly, more than anything, it's very forgettable. I think a lot of what I like about this is actually, the label, because going to a cantina like this would be pretty cool. When I come across those, I usually enjoy my experience. And of course, Cholula is smart enough to make sure that every one of those places is equipped with the wooden cap on the table, I'll see Tapatio there sometimes as well. More so this though. Well, I can say this sauce did not live up to the level of these tamales. Kind of a pity. I mean, I remember now why this did not become my Mexican style sauce. pretty clear actually why I didn't. But I mean, it's okay. It's a nice. I would say now at this point, it's more of a nice change of pace. I wouldn't say it's notably better than the original, and I don't think I'm ever buying a bottle of this again. The original I probably wouldn't get either because I'm not really. When you get into some of these, the hot sauce world, and there's all these different flavors of all these really inventive chefs out there, it is so hard to go back. Like this is dial up, and the world of Pilatas and Irazus and people like that are really, they're more on the broadband side of things, I think. So, but, if you need to do it in a pinch, this is an okay variation. I think you're better off sticking, honestly, with the original at this point, just because I think it does the flavors better, and it doesn't have, or actually, I shouldn't even say that. It didn't have the artificiality that this does, which I find actually a little bit overbearing at this point, with something as mild flavored as that. Now, if you're putting it on tacos, like a taco seasoning mix or something like that, or burritos, you're probably going to be okay, because it's probably going to meld a lot better, and you're really not going to run into that. So that, I'll take some of the error there for me enjoying that less, because I picked just a food that is not an overpowering taste sensation, but that also gives you a pretty clear indication that you need to use something that is aggressively spiced, or you might wind up in a mass market commercialized sea of regret. So, but anyway, there it is. Cholula Chipotle. Now go forth in peace to serve the flame.